watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Thank you so much for being here at 6 a.m., everyone, here on this dry start to your Wednesday. I'm Eric Connor. Some changes in store.
Right, we have changes coming. I'm Netta Iranpour. I'm glad you're with us. Meteorologist Evan Irani tracking what's coming our way. It's going to be more than we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, a good amount of rain for us. Also looks like it's going to be a prolonged stretch of time that we're going to be seeing. It's starting up on Friday, maybe lasting all the way through Tuesday of next week. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 consistent days where our rain chances are essentially above 40, maybe even 50%, depending on where you're looking. Today's forecast, though, is dry, and tomorrow's is too, for the most part. That means that if you're trying to make outdoor plans, today and tomorrow may be the days to get out and enjoy a little bit of the sun, although I will say high clouds are starting to build in today. Temperatures are cooling down a bit, but more significantly into tomorrow. Want to give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about in just a few minutes. It's this: our rain chances climbing steadily, peaking Friday to Saturday, and then starting to slide Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll talk about how much rain we're going to see, where it's going to be most impactful, and what to expect as we head into next week as well. Ned and Eric, back to you.
Look at that, Evan. Thank you very much. We will talk to you soon in just a few minutes here. Today, the House now set to vote on a deal to end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. It'll fund the government through the end of January and extend funding for SNAP benefits for a full year and reverse shutdown-related layoffs. But it does not include an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. It does promise a future Senate vote on it. San Diego Democratic Congress members Mike Levin and Juan Vargas say they will vote no, with Vargas saying, quote, "I will not support a bill that fails to address the Republicans' health care crisis and the skyrocketing premiums that millions of families are facing." Meantime, more confusion and uncertainty for SNAP recipients this morning.
The Supreme Court is extending its order blocking full SNAP payments even as they started to go out. CBS 8's Regina Yerita is live along Harbor Island with the latest on this back and forth battle here. Regina?
Yeah, that's correct. And a lot of uncertainty is correct. The Supreme Court has extended its appeal to keep SNAP benefits frozen during the government shutdown. And it comes after a federal judge had ordered the Trump administration to fully fund these benefits. The Trump administration had then asked the Supreme Court this week to step in again. But prior to that, a separate federal judge in Rhode Island ordered the USDA, which administers SNAP, to tap into a contingency fund to cover benefits for November. But the Trump administration also appealed. In the middle of this political play, some states, including California, sent out full funded benefits while other states did not receive their allocations. Many Americans who rely on SNAP benefits to help buy groceries are approaching their third week without aid. About 42 million low-income Americans receive the food aid with monthly benefits of about $190 per person. Many saying that even with careful budgeting, the benefit does not cover the full cost of groceries in a regular month, and have shared that it's even worse when benefits are delayed. This is all as Congress is on the brink of a deal to end the government shutdown. That could potentially mean that Congress could soon resume food aid benefits that were paused at the start of November, but how fast it gets out to recipients could vary by state. Now, here in California, Attorney General Rob Bonta, he also sent out a brief statement saying that he will continue to press until all recipients receive their SNAP benefits, also ensuring that the Trump administration understands that they cannot retaliate against the states that acted quickly to provide full benefits this month, since they acted during a federal order, or rather a court order, and USDA's guidance. So we'll keep you guys updated as there's more details from this. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Regina, thank you. And if you have the means to donate to help your neighbors in need, CBS 8 and Feeding San Diego are working to help military families. From now until November 30th, your monetary donations will help Feeding San Diego to support the more than 115,000 service members in our city. Even with a possible end to the government shutdown in sight, air travel will likely continue to be impacted here. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says disruptions will become, quote, massively worse by the end of the week. I mean, look at these lines here. Forced cancellations are still on track to increase to 10% on Friday to help ease the burden on the system due to air traffic controller shortages.
Concerned that we're not going to have on day one controllers come back into the towers right away. I'm asking them to do that. President Trump has asked them to do that. It is their jobs and they will be paid.
Duffy says controllers will receive 70% of their back pay within 48 hours of the government reopening, with the remainder flowing into their bank accounts about a week later. Today, the San Diego City Council's Public Safety Committee will consider whether police can keep using those controversial license plate readers.
This comes as San Diego's Privacy Advisory Board recommending they be taken down. CBS 8's Chris Groh live downtown to explain why some are for and against the technology. Chris.
Yeah, good morning. And look, this is a controversial topic and one that will likely continue here to the end of the year. So let's start with what opponents to these cameras, are these license plate readers, are saying and why it is if they feel that this is something that should not exist here in the city of San Diego. Last week, of course, we heard from the Privacy Advisory Board, who voted unanimously to recommend that San Diego stop using the system, calling it a form of mass surveillance that lacks proper community oversight and privacy safeguards. They also noted that several U.S. cities have gotten rid of them, and that Congress has asked the FTC to look into the company Flock's practices. Now, as for the San Diego Police Department, they believe that the ALPR, the automated license plate readers, are one of the most valuable tools that they have had since it launched in 2023. It has helped them from car thieves to finding firearms to homicide investigations. They believe that this is something that really does help detectives and investigations. They also said that any concerns about privacy data, that they audit this about once a week, or they audit this very frequently to make sure that it is not misused. And they follow California law, which says that this data cannot be used to assist federal agencies. It also concerns about immigration as well. Here's more from our conversation with Police Chief Scott Wall that we had earlier this week. Take a listen.
We've been able to see some dramatic drops in crime, which we're very grateful for. We've dropped in its first year auto thefts by 20%. This year, it's down another 22%. We've arrested over 330 car thieves.
Wow.
It is a game-changing tool. We've caught murderers, kidnappers, missing persons. It helps in just about every category of crime.
Now, the Public Safety Committee will take this up today, but the full City Council will take this up in December. Eric and Netta.
All right, Chris Groh, thanks for that report.
Okay, let's talk about the forecast. What's there behind you there?
This is a live camera outside.
It's a blob.
Mystery.
Barely kind of make out. I know. It's day 3 now of dense fog to start off the morning. The plus side is that for Monday and Tuesday, we had a dense fog advisory with visibility below about a quarter of a mile. Today, we do have some fog, as you can see out there, but it's generally not below a quarter of a mile. We are able to make out a little bit of the high cloud development up higher up in the atmosphere. We're also slightly able to make out the background down on the ground. So there are going to be some parts of San Diego County that will run into some dense fog this morning, but it won't be nearly as widespread as it has been for past mornings. We should have some sunshine into the afternoon today and even tomorrow, though high clouds are starting to build. Rain is going to start up on Friday to last all the way through the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Along with that rain, we have much colder temperatures and breezier winds. Those winds will in particular pick up Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, so tomorrow is going to be the day to watch out for in terms of wind. Another storm, or at least remnants of the same storm, could continue to impact Southern California going into Monday and Tuesday. So it's something we'll keep an eye on. But right now, there's still a lot of disagreement and not a lot of confidence in the timing of the storm and even the exact numbers. We do see that North County will be hit harder than the South Bay, for example. This is pretty typical for an atmospheric river that starts up in about Central California, travels south, it dwindles as it travels south. And that means that up in LA, for example, their models are between about 3 and 6 inches. Ours are about 2.5 in Oceanside, 1.9 in Del Mar, 1.4 in Chula Vista. Mountains still expected to pick up on about that 2-inch estimate. Let's talk about those winds. A little bit breezy this afternoon, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but the mountains and deserts are where things start to pick up going into Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, peaking around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Vanessa Paz is standing by with a check of how traffic is shaping up as we head into our Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, but I think that all eyes are now set on the end of the week. week.
Yeah, 6:09 is the time. The threat this morning is the dense fog. The threat on Thursday potentially, and most likely Friday is going to be the rain. So make sure that you're preparing now, whether that's replacing the windshield wipers, making sure that your tires have that adequate tread. All right, Sassafras exit. This is what it looks like on the 5. I mean, this is typically a gorgeous shot of downtown. Again, the clouds or the top of the buildings kind of disappearing amid those low-level clouds here. Something to keep in mind if you're headed towards the airport. Maybe you check with your flight to see if it is delayed. All right, this was the 52. Let's see if it'll pop up for us. But we were also dealing with some fog on the 52 right where it intersects with the 125. As we take a look at our traffic maps, we are dealing with dense fog, especially for these areas highlighted in the yellow color from the 5 stretching all the way towards the 15 near Rancho Penasquito, south of Rancho Bernardo, as you make your way from Poway towards Miramar and Mira Mesa, and then stretching right along the 52 in from Santee, making your way up the summit towards Tierra Santa. Look out for debris reported in the middle lanes of the 15 South right at Market Street. As we take a look at your speeds right now, we're so far so good, anywhere between 65, 70 miles per hour. So in from Oceanside and Escondido, so far so good, thankfully out of Santee as well as La Mesa, and no major issues still out of the Chula Vista National City area. All right, 6:11 is the time. Let's go ahead and pull up the border wait times for you. We're talking about an hour-and-a-half wait to cross the border in from San Isidro's port of entry, and in from Otay Mesa, about an hour and 15 at last check.